Hi Rocco, this is in response to one of the last emails you sent me, or the last email you sent me, talking about the profile heading. So, first thing you mentioned in the email is whether it's a good idea to move agent details to the profile heading, by which I mean this area up here at the top. My short answer is no. It's just not going to fit. Keep in mind that agent details, if a user chooses to specify up to 4 agents and not hide any of them, is going to be huge. And we've decided to establish no rules in limiting that. It's just going to be a headache to try and get it to fit. And it's going to push the heading way too far down, and it's already quite far down. I'm already thinking of shrinking it eventually when I work with the look of the website. Remember, I'm just positioning stuff at the moment. I haven't really dealt with margins, aesthetics, font sizes, or anything. That's coming later on. Now, in terms of motivation for the header, remember that I'm really following your specification of a 2-column layout. That means that I thought it was a very good idea when you initially proposed a 2-column layout. That's to say that the main columns are the one that contains most of the profile information at the moment, which is the right-hand column, and left-hand column eventually, which will contain all the media. The only reason I have this card at the top is to break monotony. I do think it's important, but it's a sort of auxiliary heading. It's not the main part of the site, and as I say, it's probably going to shrink anyway in size. The moment regard it as a bin where I've thrown in stuff that I think should be in it, but I haven't really bothered about how it's laid out too much. You know, everything's very functional in terms of the dividers I've thrown in. They're not for aesthetical purposes yet. So I'm just looking through my notes here. So, I mean, the other motivation for having this, apart from breaking up monotony, is just basically acquainting the casting director, or potential casting director, with a potential actor. In a very similar way that, for example, Casting Call Pro does this, or well, this is frankly typical of any kind of job hiring or social network site, or any site that has a portfolio online. So if I were to put any, well, first of all, to mention, coming back, that therefore I think playing age and nationality, especially playing age, is very relevant, because it's acquainting you with the actor in the same way as when you meet the actor in person, you see his stance, his posture. You can see if he's an aggressive person. You can do aggressive roles, or if he's calm. Well, this is giving you some of that sense for who the person is. If I were to add any other information, it would be physical attributes, a selection of them, because again, this is mainly a sort of breaking up and introduction thing. It's not supposed to contain all the information. One thing I would do different to Casting Call Pro and different to what you specified, or what you mentioned, that was your opinion in the previous email, is that if I did put any other information, i.e. physical attributes, I would probably then repeat them in the physical attributes tab anyway, because the casting director may have not paid too much attention to the header, apart from the visual sort of impact of getting, okay, this is some guy that I'm potentially interested in, and he's gone straight to the important information. So I think if we throw any additional information in, it's going to be physical attributes, and they should be repeated. Now, nationality is the one that could go from here, even though I think for some directors, as we were discussing when we met up, if it's important that they're getting the genuine specimen, nationality can be quite interesting. The main reason I've thrown nationality in there is because it's a bit of a odd one out, and it could go there. You know, you proposed several times to put it in physical attributes. It can definitely go in physical attributes, even though it's not one. I mean, it's an odd field, and I thought it worked up there pretty well. Again, this is something that, as we come towards the end of the website, especially when we're making things look more aesthetical, depending on space, we'll see more what goes in there. But don't think of this as the main field. I mean, people are going to be wanting everything to be in one column so it's consistent, I think. Right, that's it. I hope that explains why I've done things the way I have.